Place. Never gonna win the race. Never gonna win the race. What I need is a low. 5K to be exact. Then I rattle for my debt.
My name's Stefan. The shop's Tuesday Skate Shop, and I'm based in Bolton Town Centre. Tuesdays is 5 years in June on the 23rd. It was on the 23rd of June. So I opened the shop up on the day that we left the EU. That's how I remember it. That's how, like, I remember just opening it, and that happened at like 11 in the morning. I think it got announced. I just sort of stood in here just like looking out. It's like, what does that actually mean now, like moving forwards? Yeah, I can.
Alright, mate.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
So Tuesdays is actually my partner's name, who I moved up here because of. When we were thinking of names for the shop, it's like, it's an impossible thing to sort of like decide on like a forever name, and she got like quite a unique name anyway, so we just went with that. She didn't actually know I was calling it that, I don't think, until when I brought her to see the shop, and then she saw the sign above the shop.
No
yeah.
What did she say?
She was just like pretty like taken aback, but I've ran it past with a few friends, and they were just like, yeah, it makes sense, and it's quite a good name. And wanted something that like it sounds a bit, you know, like people ask all the time, like why like Tuesdays, you only open on a Tuesday or something like that. But she's had that her whole life anyway with that name, so I just think, yeah, it's like it just fit well. There was a framers that was closing up the road, and there was a bit of like an odd guy that worked there, and he just like poked his head in one day, and I think he had that one. And he was like, oh, any of you interested in buying this? And haggled him down to like a £5. And then he just like took it upon himself. I think he just assumed I was like a Tony Montana fan. So he was just turning up like every week with like different like canvases and pictures, to the point where I had to start turning him away, because I not even into Scarface that much at all. But we were just like, oh, we'll just make like a shrine corner and just like boss it up with the Chesterfield and just decorate it a little bit. But yeah, we had to, well, it's closed now, so he's like gone. But he was on about bringing down like a canvas that was like the size of this, like here. And I was just like, no, this needs to stop now, innit? Like, 3's enough.
Here he is. How you doing? Very well, man. How are you?
I've been skating for about 15, maybe more like 17 years. But where I was living in Reading, there was actually quite a few, like Dom Henry was from Reading, Lawrence Keith was in Reading. I started more in like car parks and stuff like that, just like, I was too scared to go to the skate park, where it's changed a lot now. Like, it's like the first place people go when they're learning how to skateboard. They're just like, yeah, straight to the park. But I was just like hiding in car parks in like a dingy corner and stuff until I felt confident enough. Or I got like an innings from one of my good friends called Arlett that was sort of in with a few people at the skate park. So he just like took me there one day, and then I just sort of like nestled in there. There's the town hall picture which my friend's cousin did. Danny, that's usually in here, his cousin Joe, he did the first graphic for the shop, which was my cat that sadly died, which is actually back over there on the Scarface wall. So he did that. I've got the original of that, but that stays in the flat. I think he did it with charcoal, to be fair, on paper, and then we sent that to HLC and they put it onto a board, and then that was a shop t-shirt. But that's probably one of my prized possessions in the shop. I'll have that forever.
Is that a one off the board, or was that one?
No, there were 50 of them, but one of my friends from Reading posted up on his story in his, like, obviously everyone has an office in their back garden now or whatever after lockdown, and I just noticed that on the wall, so I bought it back off him about 6 months ago.
Oh, that exactly?
Yeah. Nice. I thought they were all gone, because some people would turn up on the skate park and they'd have like, they'd have one of the boards, but obviously by that time it's been board slid out and it was just what unidentifiable board.
You didn't keep one for yourself?
No, I didn't keep one for myself.
Oh, you're lucky then.
Yeah, I was lucky to get that back. I might have even swapped him. I think I swapped him a board that he could skate, and then I got that one back, because he knew I was just going to keep that on the wall anyway.
Sick. What did you swap him?
I swapped him a chocolate board. I went to go work at a shop in Henley, which was like the town across, called Uke. And that was like two guys that were a bit older than me that started it up. And that was like a core skate shop. And then things just didn't work out there. And then that was when I was in between there and here. There was about a year gap. And then I thought, you know what? When I was visiting up here, coming to see Tuesday, because she was living here at this point studying, no shop, got to meet a few of the skateboarders. Actually met Jamie first, and then looking around, looking at premises, and obviously because the shops, it was starting to like close down a little bit then anyway, so looked at rents and thought this is totally like feasible, we can give it a go. And then now 5 years on, still here. She was studying here, but there was never any plan to stay. And at this point already, I was like, I'd met everyone around here, and it was just building more confidence even more, that they were just like so hyped at the idea of like, yeah, definitely open a shop here, open a shop here. One thing that was quite funny as well, that the week I opened, they had a trip planned. So like the day I opened, quite a few people came through, but like the core sort of like group of people that were around me just like flew to Copenhagen that morning. So like none of them were present, but yeah, they're still all about, and I see them all most days. They pop in and that like.
Since the shop opened, there's definitely been more skaters, more younger skaters. People coming from outside of Bolton to skate, and the scene itself's picked up. We've had more competitions, and just more stuff going on generally. It's just chill, you can come here and chill, you can kick it. Like, you're bored, if it's raining, go get a coffee, come here, innit?
That's my friend who's an artist that was living in Belfast. He was just sort of asking, he had loads of artwork, and I wanted to like get some art for the walls when I first opened, so he just sent some bits over, and this was stuff that he already did anyway, but he just always like personalised it a little bit to the shop. And then he surprised me with that one Christmas, which I was buzzing off because I love Chad Musker, I love that graphic. So yeah, I was chuffed to receive that. Yeah, that's Tuesday at the top there. That was a trip to Amsterdam years ago. So yeah, just honorary mention, subtle homage at the top. There's a Goblin crew in the middle as well, who was a close friend when I first moved here. He's doing like tattoos and other bits and pieces now. Check him out as well, Goblin crew on Instagram. And that's an Andy Roy one he did for me. And he's drawn a few people, a few of the locals, but I don't know, they're in circulation somewhere now. But yeah, I think you can still get that now, Draw Me as a Goblin, so hit him up if you want that. So like another thing that we do as well is like an initiative to just, because it does my head in when I get to the park and there's just like a load of smashed up boards on the floor, like going to waste. So if you bring in your old board, you can get a £5 off any new board, and then build them up in the back. Every time I get to 10, send them out to Deadwood Designs, who then will make it into various other, like give it a new lease of life. Like he just sent me this the other day, like a decent little lock knife for the gripping and stuff like that. You okay, mate?
You got any parking around here, mate, no?
There's car parks all around. So who rides for it is Tom Cottam, got Jamie Blears as well, and then there's some fringe people. So I've got like Moses, Wilf from next door, who runs a record shop next door, Vasey, Jay Lawton, and then it's just sort of like the homies. Honorary mentions for sure to Ryan, who keeps the blog interesting with different avenues as well, like building a platform and opening up for other people to be able to utilise as well, like promoting other people's music, art and whatever they've got going on. And Jack Gittins as well, who's pretty much been like the creative side of most things over at least the past 12 months.
What's the best and worst thing of running a skate shop?
It's definitely a relaxed environment, and I'd say you get to meet the best people from all walks of life from owning a skate shop for sure. Whether they're like new or embedded in it for ages, like I've definitely met. You can go anywhere and as a skateboarder and get on well.
Worst thing?
And the worst thing, the worst thing about owning a skate shop is probably just the uncertainty of what's coming around the corner. Like you never know. Like the pandemic, when that started, it was obviously like, it just was up in the air. But then thankfully a lot of people either went back to skateboarding or picked up skateboarding as a hobby. But I think we're just lucky that there's always something on the horizon coming, and things are changing and people are getting into it. And they always say there's like a 10-year cycle of people getting into skateboarding, but it seems quite steady, especially with the Olympics as well and stuff at the moment. There's always going to be an interest, and I think everyone gives it a go at some point. But the people that stick with it, they're the ones that sort of build up the scene eventually as well. So the air fresheners, it was just another option from stickers as well, and I always like to do like some different stickers, and like maybe like pop culture or whatever, or like mainly meme culture, but like just making sure when people are opening their orders, they're putting a smile on their face further, besides the amazing service as well. These are the Gilno boards, but due to a gag order I can't say too much about that just now, but hopefully soon when other partners are present. I want to thank everyone that supported from the start, all the local skaters and that, contributors, Jack, Ryan, and check out Empress Skateboarding on Instagram.
Goodbye to the setbacks, feel the weight off my shoulder. I got lucky for today. If the bailiff sniff around, you know I'ma never pay. It's that kind of thinking that got you here. Look in your pockets, there's nothing, and you're busy taking what's not even yours. Like that's